Hey, how are you all? Hope you listened to the Aranya Kandam and half of Kishkinda Kandam in the previous episode of Rama Avatar. We have seen two important events. One is Jadayu's death and the other is Sabari's moksha. Jadayu tried to save Sita. He fought against Ravana. Ravana chopped off his wings of one side. So, no choice. It fell down on the ground, but anyway, waited for Rama to come and said few informations about Sita and Ravana and then died. The second one also, Sabari, he was waiting for Rama to come to get moksha, and also she directed them to go to Sugriva. So, two events and two further activities by Rama and Lakshmana. Now, I didn't go very deep into these kandams. It is so important to know about Rama's birth, his life, and his preparation to fight against the evil. Mostly the Rakshasas lived in forests disturbing the sages. So Rama also travelled through the forest to do his work. We heard until Vali's death, and due to rainy season they stayed in Rishimukha mountain, leaving Sugriva as the king of Kishkinda. They did not want to have all the luxuries of a city. So far we have seen Rama as a son, husband, brother, an obedient student and a great warrior. In all these roles, he followed Dharma. He lived and showed us the perfect way of life. Now let us continue. Now the rainy season was over. The brothers were waiting for Sugriva to come, but Sugriva was very happy with worldly happiness, forgetting his duties. But anyway, Angada did not forget, and also Hanuman did not forget. We know he had a good minister Hanuman and also a wonderful warrior Angada, who was Vali's son. Without waiting for Sugriva's order, both Angada and Hanuman sent their people to collect all the vanaras, that is monkeys, and assembled them in Sugriva's palace. As usual, angry Lakshmana entered, but he was satisfied with the preparation done by Hanuman and Angada. Realizing his mistake, Sugriva praised and thanked Hanuman and Angada. Then Angada was saying, Chittappa is father's brother. I came to your palace, but you were not in a position to listen to me also. So without telling and getting your order, we have prepared this. Anyway, that was the right thing that he did. So he realized his mistakes, definitely yes. Even though Rama and Lakshmana got the message that Ravana kidnapped Sita, Hanuman and others were not sure. Although the monkeys who collected Sita's jewel saw a Rakshasa taking a woman in his Pushpaka Vimana, and that woman was crying, Rama, Rama. So they knew it was Sita, but not knowing for sure, Sugriva decided to send the monkey groups to all the directions. As there was a hint of south side, Hanuman, Angada, Jambavan, a bear, and other strong monkeys were sent to south side. Rama somehow believed Hanuman would find Sita. So he gave his ring to Hanuman and said, in case you find Sita, show her this ring so that Sita can identify you as my representative. Because this ring was given by Sita's father during our wedding. And also he told Hanuman about Kakasura, a few incidents that happened during the stay in the forest, and asked Hanuman to tell Sita so that she can develop confidence. And these incidents will develop confidence in Sita's mind also. Because Rakshasas can take any form. So Sita might suspect, right, that Hanuman was also a Rakshasa. So these things are needed really. All these monkeys with so much of determination looked for Sita everywhere. Though many days had passed, they were not able to find Sita. All of them reached Mahendra mountain. All the monkeys were so sad and helpless. They dared not to return to Sugriva empty-handed. So they all wanted to die. Angada was talking to his warriors. He was saying, Without knowing, without knowing Sita's whereabouts, I do not want to go back to Kishkinda. I want to die here. I will also consider myself as Jadayu, who served Rama but failed to protect Sita. I am also a servant of Rama but failed to get the informations of Sita. Hearing the word Jadayu, there came a very big and old eagle whose name was Sampati. The eagle did not have wings, but its shape was as big as a mountain. It lost its wings protecting Jatayu. Jatayu was about to go near the sun. Naturally, when you go near the sun, what will happen? Your body will burn. So, this Jatayu, it was going near towards the sun, and his brother Sampati went and saved him. Because of this, his wings burnt and Sampati could not move from that day onwards. It asked the crowd, "What happened to Jadayu, my brother? I lost my wings saving him from sun's heat. Now what happened to him and how he died?" Angada told him all the story of Rama and said, Jadayu died while serving Rama. Sampati, though sad, was pleased to hear that Rama did the cremations to Jadayu. Hearing their sorrow, Sampati, being an eagle, carefully looked at the south side and said, "Sita is in Sri Lanka under the custody of Rakshasis. You please go and see her." Because an eagle can see, a long distance. The monkeys were very happy to get this news, but Sita was in Sri Lanka, which is 100 yojana distance from Mahendra mountain. 1 yojana is 8 miles or 100 kilometers. So imagine 100 yojana is how much? 100 into 100, 10,000 kilometers. Nobody can swim that distance or fly. How to cross the sea? The monkeys saw in front of them the sea, which was terrible, fearful, full of crocodiles, big sharks, etc. Still they expressed their weakness. One can jump 10 yojanas, some 20, but nobody could jump or fly 100 yojanas. Again they got stuck. Angada said, "I can jump 100 yojanas, but I cannot return." This Hanuman was very silent. Then Jambavan praised Hanuman, telling and reminding him all his strength. He encouraged Hanuman with his praisings. Hanuman greatly pleased. If your mother gives you a work, first you refuse to do it. And if your mother praises you, saying you are the best person, capable person to do is this and that and all, you melt like butter in fire and do it so enthusiastically. Same kind of feeling, happiness and courage Hanuman also got it. Praising is like a big boost. So with so much confidence he was ready to cross the sea and come back carefully. He speedily climbed up the Mahendra mountain. Naturally, you have to go to the higher place to jump and fly. He changed himself as a very big monkey. Ordinary monkey cannot fly and cross the sea. So he became so big. He kept his one leg on the mountain peak, pressed it well, and with the other hand push, he started flying. Until here, it is Kishkinda Gandam. Here we learnt about Vali, Sugriva, Angatha, Jambavan, Tara, wife of Vali, Ruma, wife of Sugriva, and all. The next Gandam is Sundara Gandam. In Ramayana, all the other Gandams name related to the story. Like Rama's young age is Balagandam, Rama's stay at Ayodhya is Ayodhya Gandam, like that. But this Gandam's name is Sundara Gandam. Why? The meaning of Sundaram is beauty. Even though Ravana was an evil man, his palace, Sri Lanka, was so beautiful it seems. No word to describe his palace beauty. Everywhere in Sri Lanka was so beautiful. That is Sundaram. His Pushpaka Vimanam, his Ashoka forest where he kept Sita, the Madhuvana, everything was so beautiful. And also, Hanuman spoke to Sita in a very beautiful manner. So, this chapter got the name of Sundara Gantam. Let us go to the story. Hanuman was flying over the sea very fast. The sun god wanted to help Hanuman. The sea god wanted to help Hanuman. He wanted Hanuman to take rest somewhere and then continue the journey. As 100 yojana was too long to travel at one go. In olden days, there used to be wings for mountains and hills too. These mountains used to fly and land somewhere, destroying everything beneath them. Once Lord Indra got so much angry and chopped off the wings of all mountains and hills. But the wind god somehow pushed a mountain called Mainagam inside the ocean. That was the only mountain with wings now. The sea god wanted Mainagam to go in the path of Hanuman and greet Hanuman and allow him to take rest. Hanuman also was Vayu Putra. With the blessings of Vayu only Hanuman was born. So naturally you have a duty towards Vayu who helped you. So Mainagam, you go and wait for Hanuman on his way. So Mainaga mountain also rised above the sea and stood on the path of Hanuman. Hanuman first thought it was disturbing him and going to harm him. But when he came to know the true intention of sea god and Mainaka mountain, he thanked them and said, "Thank you. I am planning to reach Sri Lanka before noon. I am happy with your great heart." So saying, Hanuman continued his journey. Now Devatas wanted to test the efficiency of Hanuman and sent Devi Surasa to test him. Devi Surata also took the form of a Rakshasi and told Hanuman, "I am very hungry and you are my food now." Hanuman requested her, "Please allow me to proceed. I have Rama Kainkaryam." Then she said, "Okay, go inside my mouth and escape if possible." She blocked the whole place. Hanuman got so much angry. These scenes are best for your imaginations. Just imagine, Surasa was opening her mouth in front of Hanuman. Hanuman became little big. Then she again opened her mouth. He became still big. She again opened her mouth. Both were fighting to become big. Hanuman became big in his size and Surasa opened her mouth so big. Finally, you know what Hanuman did? Within a flash of time, he became too small, went inside her mouth and just escaped within no minute. But Surasa could not understand what really had happened and she could not immediately close her mouth because the mouth was so big. See how Hanuman's presence of mind? Oh my God! All Devatas astonished seeing Hanuman's presence of mind. Surasa blessed him and the Devas were very sure that Hanuman could do the job assigned to him. Again Hanuman continued his journey. And then came one more obstacle. After this, a Rakshasi called Simhika. Her another name is Angadare. She caught hold of Hanuman's shadow and started dragging him towards her so that she could eat him. Hanuman's speed was reduced and first he started wondering whether he lost his strength. Then he understood this was the Rakshasi mentioned by Jambavan. Hanuman promised her that he would definitely return and become her food after completing his job. But this Rakshasi stood in front of Hanuman in big size and opened her mouth to eat him. Hanuman went inside her mouth, increased his size. This time he did not come through her mouth and all. He tore apart her and killed her and came only through her body. All her enemies were very happy. Now he had reached Sri Lanka. He could see the trees, mountains, etc. He slowly came down and halted. He rested for some time. Then he saw Sri Lanka from the seashore. Wow! What a beautiful place. No words to describe. Oh my God. Then Hanuman decided to enter Sri Lanka at night. That too in the size of a cat. He thought only then nobody could care him. They won't notice him, right? Around Sri Lanka, Ravana had made a very big compound wall with several entrances. Night came and the moon was shining. The Lanka was shining in the moonlight. Hanuman was trying to jump through one of the side wall. He did not prefer to jump from the entrance. The city wall had many entrances. Being cautious, he tried to jump not through the entrance but through some wall. Still he had a problem. There came one lady again, a Rakshasi. In thundering voice he asked Hanuman, "Who are you?" Hanuman replied, From outside, this city looks very beautiful. That too in the moonlight, it is glittering. So I want to see the beauty of this place. Please let me go in. I don't disturb anyone. She did not let him in. She was Lanka Devata, the one who guarded the city. She said, "You cannot go inside." Hanuman was going on insisting her to let him in. She got irritated. She was about to push Hanuman. Hanuman thought, she is doing her duty. That too, she is a woman. Instead of killing her, he hit her with his clenched fist. She fell down. She realized that the end of the city of Sri Lanka was nearing, and she told Hanuman, "I was expecting some trouble to the Sri Lanka as Ravana was doing harm to ladies. So now you are here. You go inside and do your mission." She blessed Hanuman and left that place. So this trouble also ended. Slowly Hanuman went inside and looked everywhere. He went to Ravana's brothers' places, that is Vibhishna, the sleepy Kumbhakarna, then Ravana's son Indraji, Akshay Kumara, Narantaka, Devantaka, Trishira and his ministers. Even Ravana's palace he quietly searched everywhere. At one place, Ravana's wife Mandodari was sleeping. She was a beautiful and good-hearted woman. 1 second Hanuman thought, maybe she is Sita. Then he scolded himself. How Rama's wife could even sleep in such a posh place? So this may not be Sita. So thinking, he looked everywhere and came to a top of a hill. He said to himself, I am unable to see Sita. All my friends, Jambavan, Angata will be waiting for me. They think I will meet them with good news. Even somebody told us Sita is in Sri Lanka. But I am unable to see her. So I will not return. I will be fasting somewhere in the cave in Sri Lanka itself and die. I also must have kept quiet like other monkeys. As Jambavan praised me, I was like a hero, challenged this work. I even told them, if I don't see Sita, I will tie Ravana and bring him here. So now no use returning without seeing Sita. Hanuman was thinking so many things like that. He was so sad. So many thoughts disturbed him. He didn't know what to do and would not know to come to a conclusion. Suddenly he raised his head and he saw a beautiful garden. Naturally, Hanuman got the qualities of monkey, jumping, hopping, all monkey's work he did out of joy. He thought, oh, how I miss this garden. This garden is away from Ravana's palace, so Sita must be kept here very carefully. I'm sure, my heart tells me, I'm going to see Sita. I will go and look at this place carefully. This is such a big garden with so many trees, streams, flower gardens. Definitely Sita will be somewhere here. So joyfully Hanuman went inside the garden. This was almost past midnight. Moonlight helps Hanuman to look everywhere. Let us stop Sundaragandam here. I will continue Sundaragandam and complete Yuddhagandam in next episode. Until then, have a good time. Bye.